Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurudeva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Now Bhagwan goes to say, Bhagwan said that this yoga or this knowledge is avyayam. Avyayam means its result is permanent because it leads us to that which is permanent. And this is sanatan or timeless, means it's there from the beginning of creation. Now if it was timeless and beginning of creation, then why is it not available for us? Why was it not available for Arjuna? Why was it not available for us if there were no great masters like Gurudev? Bhagwan says,
Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashtah parantapa.
addressing Arjuna as Parantapaha. Just as the sun, as brilliant and shining, as benevolent and giving, because of which we've got all energy, dynamism, etc. But the sun is also the one who removes the darkness of the night, therefore darkness of ignorance, and scorches all the dirt, the impurities, the viruses, the bacteria, isn't it? The same way, Arjuna, you have been the one whose mere name and presence creates terror in the hearts of your enemies. And Bhagavan has said that your enemies are your likes and dislikes. The impurities of your minds are your likes and dislikes. Your selfish desires, these are your impurities. So, hey, Parantapaha, scorcher of foes, now it's time to destroy these enemies within yourself. And how does this knowledge pass on? Evam parampara praptam. That in this manner, para means that which is before, apara that which is after. Sometimes, in language we say para, higher, because guru is higher and student is lower. This higher and lower, nowadays we don't like this word. But really para means that which is before, apara means which is after. So, evam parampara praptam. This yoga, this knowledge, imam Rajarishaya viduhu. The Rajarishis, they knew. Now, who are called as Raja Rishis? There are many rishis mentioned in our Puranas, in our Itihasas. We have Brahma Rishis, those who realized Brahman, they say that those who are from the learned community of Brahmins, when they became rishis, they were called as Brahma Rishis. But really speaking, that title Brahma Rishi was given to those who realized Brahman, the infinite reality. And those who were teachers of Vedas, they were called as Brahmins. So they were called as Brahma Rishis. Rajarishis, those who were kings, and they who gained this knowledge and lived this knowledge, they were called as Rajarishis. Now here the parampara of Rajarishis are pointed out, and Gurudev used to explain, and so also Shankaracharya has briefly mentioned, that why Rajarishis were given this knowledge. Because really speaking, the society is protected and ruled, governed and guided by who? Today also, by those who rule, whether you call them politicians, etc. Even now when I travel around the world and especially go to some countries where they are a little bit open, they say, Swamiji, this knowledge should be given to the... True. Because even one leader of society has this knowledge, will be able to implement it. Yeah. We can see that also, isn't it? We have seen in the itihasa of our country. Yeah. Therefore, especially this knowledge which emphasizes on Karma Yoga, this knowledge was passed on because it has to be lived by the kings, the leaders. Today also in companies which are respected the most, even in our own country, you only give me the names, are those who visionaries, those leaders who ran their companies with values, with ethic, did. While traveling this whole 1.5 years right after the pandemic, you know how much appreciation we have earned, and some of our even companies have earned, where around the world during the pandemic people were being retrenched, lost their jobs, etc. In India, not only we in the mission, but many companies did not fire, in fact managed to run. The companies keeping everybody's job, paying them salaries. Maybe everybody had to take a cut in salary, but people did not lose jobs. No? So how important it is for the head of the family, with the mother and father, not only to live and demonstrate so that it passes on to the children. If they hear their parents fighting and shouting over, such selfish things and saying, there is no honesty in society and, why should I do my duty when the other person is not doing their duties? How will that pass on? Parampara is not just Rishi Parampara. Yeah? This knowledge was passed down, demonstrated, lived, taught through our family traditions. And therefore, the leaders of society, others you say, only kings was given this knowledge. No, because this knowledge could pass on when the leaders of society, they knew the importance, the greatness of this knowledge, and they lived it. And therefore, Bhagwan is also giving this knowledge to whom? To Arjuna, who is a leader of society, a prince. So Bhagwan is saying that this way the great Rajarishis knew. So there are Brahma Rishis, there are Rajarishis, then we hear about Naradji and others who are Deva Rishis also. So we keep hearing. Then there are also Rishis and Rishikas, let me tell you. There are over 23 Rishikas, means women Rishis in the Rig Veda itself. I'm waiting to get the count from other Vedas. So these Rishis passed on this knowledge, whether they were Brahma Rishis, Deva Rishis, Raja Rishis, lived and demonstrated this knowledge. And for Arjuna, who can be his inspiration? In the corporate world, who becomes your inspiration? Those who have been successful, those who have started companies with great values, and those whose companies have survived, people are happy in their company. Therefore, we think about such people, isn't it? In the spiritual world, we give example of Swami Vivekananda, our Gurudev, etc. No? So like that, Raja Rishis knew this. And that's why we have had eras in our country or even around the world, but especially in Bharat, where there was Ram Rajya, there were such great kings, and how the society progressed, the various sciences progress. And many of the modern means the last 2000 years history, which is so distorted. How many great empires and kings have been there, and what sciences that India gave to the world. This is an evidence. Now you say, Swamiji, why you have to tell so much to us? No? But you'll be surprised. It is not just the younger generation. Why we are not able to live this knowledge in spite of us being taught so many times? Because deep down in our subconscious mind, living a selfish life has become a habit. To organize a party where you just enjoy some sense pleasure, see the enthusiasm, see the amount that we spend. But when it comes to any spiritual organization or organizing a spiritual event, time nahi hai. Kya karu? Duties hai. Even after retirement. So, great people, while they were living their own personal achievements also that they were working for, side by side, you can do something for the world, and that also you can do with a sense of dedication, where not only I benefit, but many others also benefit. That expansion of the mind. When we say purity of mind, we just understand, oh God, all those sins, I don't have any sins, I've not done anything wrong. But vasanas, impurities of the mind, selfishness of the mind, limits our mind. We say thinking is small. That's why our campaign has been think big, think Chinmaya. It expands our mind. And in the expansion of our mind, not only great innovative ideas come in, great inspiration comes in from people, great knowledge comes in, and most of all, confidence comes within ourselves. So therefore, this was passed by Rajarishis. Because then, now today's, those who are against all these castes, this is a caste, why only kings and Brahmins were given this knowledge. Yeah. It is not that. Read our Vedas. Whatever you may categorize under whichever caste, everyone had the knowledge. Saints have been in all those, professions. What the world may classify as high or low. But why the importance of Rajarishi? Because Arjuna is a prince, a Kshatriya, and he will get inspiration from that. Because all of us, the feeling is, how does it apply to our life? After studying the Bhagavad Gita, which is the practical book, they say, all this knowledge is good. Gurudev also had to hear it. Guruji also had to hear it. All of us, if you ask all our brahmachari swamis, give us practical knowledge. If Gita is not practical, if knowledge is not practical, how are you going to practice it? And it becomes practical when you practice it. Yeah. What do you mean that, this knowledge should be made practical? It becomes practical when you practice it. Yeah? Why does Krishna have to give this evidence to Arjuna? Because he has to immediately practice it. There's no ifs and buts for him. You've got the luxury right now, but when life situation changes and a challenging situation comes, or a huge problem or a calamity comes, if that time you're not prepared with faith and confidence, then this knowledge does not help you. Not only to say that this is pramanic knowledge, as traditionally we will try to understand, but this knowledge should be available to us, and we must have that faith and confidence that when we live a life like this and with this attitude, whether we face our problems in life or we perform our duties in life, it is certainly, and Krishna has said in the 3rd chapter, even a little bit of practice of this knowledge protects you from mighty fears. Yeah? And what is lack of confidence? It is nothing but a form of fear. What is anxiety? It is fear. What is worry? Which is fear. Yeah? So that is why Bhagwan is saying that many Rajarishis knew. Actually, if all the Rajarishis knew, then how come I don't know? Are you just telling me like that? And people do that, when they want to say something. Gurudev said like this. Yeah, when it comes to convenience. When somebody comes and used to tell Guruji that, he said, okay, but now I am telling you like this because Gurudev told me like this. People don't even come up to me and says, Guruji said. I said, I can always check. So this is checked knowledge. This is how Rajarishis knew. But then what happened? Why does it appear to be new? And that's why every saint have not come to give us anything new. It is just to remove the crust that has come upon religion or our practices. And when that shining knowledge comes forth or the practice comes forth, it appears to be new, and then people go on making a new religion or a new path out of it and then create more crust on it. This is how human mind works. And therefore, sakaleneha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. That due to long time of either negligence, and in time things deteriorate. It is not that this knowledge has deteriorated, But Shankaracharya says very beautifully that when generation of people start living only a sensuous life, right, or due to no demand, this parampara comes to an end. And today we are seeing this. Thank God the spiritual knowledge parampara has continued. Thanks to Ved Vyasa, thanks to Shankaracharya, thanks to our Guru Parampara. That spiritual knowledge has continued. But today, our various other knowledge systems, and with books, you can get information. The insight into any subject can come only from a teacher who has practiced over many, many years. Today, a Purohit's son does not want to become a Purohit. Yeah. Then they have to go to universities to learn from those professors entrepreneurship who have never been entrepreneurs. Isn't it? How important it is to maintain this parampara. But in long period of time, either the parampara is lost. Like even in our Puranas, at least in Bhagavatam, there is a parampara. In the other Puranas, it's very hard to understand them. I'm just giving you examples that how Gurudev's vision 30 years ago, and even in these 30 years, we are late. But even now, if we do not wake up, the last traces of Indian knowledge systems are going to get lost. Whether it is Ayurveda, because it requires a teacher who has experience to teach, and a tradition of mindset to grasp that knowledge. Therefore, our university, to preserve this knowledge system, to create the mindset amongst the students, not only interest, and to revive this great knowledge system, which if we don't, and somebody in the West have come here, gained it, will patent it and sell you at a very high price. And we are seeing this happen, isn't it? That's why it's so important to understand. Otherwise, very simple it is that this was lost in time and I've just revived it. That's why it appears to be new, but it's authentic knowledge. This is therefore pramanic knowledge. But what we have to understand, that's why Gurudev started discussion groups. Its applications to reform our own mindset. So it has been lost, and therefore appears to be new. Bhagavan continues to say,
Sa evayam maya tedya yogah proktah puratanaha bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hyetaduttamam.
Sa eva ayam adhya yoga. This very same yoga which I have told you today is that same old one which I have taught you, proktaha, which is puratanaha. And this word puratan, very often Guruji has explained, it is Purana, it is ancient, And yet, Nava, it is new, which means it is applicable today also, because it is that eternal knowledge which is applicable to every human being at all times, because it speaks about your truth, your nature, and the eternal laws. So, Puratana. Acha, but why? Why have you revealed this to me? Yeah? Because we will first, we ask this why me not only when we get problems, but when we get blessings also, we ask why me, because am I that special? Yeah? Yes, you are. Amongst billions, you are special. That's why you're getting this knowledge. And what makes you special? He says, Bhakta asi sakha cha iti. Yeah. That me bhakta, you are my devotee. Devotee means one who loves and reveres, one who adores. And even the most precious gift, if it is given to you, even the most beautiful gift given to you, the value of that gift is appreciated even if it is just a 1 rupee gift. It is love that gives its value. And where there is no love, even the most precious thing can be given to you. You will not recognize its value. Love gives beauty to everything. And with devotion, we listen. Therefore, bhakti is essential. And even Shankaracharya says, of all the means to gain knowledge, bhakti reva gariyasi. That bhakti itself is supreme. You are my bhakta. Because Arjuna not only loves, but he has a certain respect for Krishna, that you are my bhakta. Today we are very ashamed to say bhakta, Yeah. We all want a lot of bhaktas for ourselves, but I am a bhakta, So, bhaktosi. Plus, you are my friend. Because etad uttamam rahasyam. This is the highest secret. Later on also, Bhagavan will be calling in the 9th chapter, royal secret. And because you're my friend, friend, trust each other. And to your friends only you reveal your secret. But this is not a dirty secret. Uttamam, the highest secret. Not to be kept a secret, but your secret will be understood in the right spirit only by your friend. And your friend only can give you the secret. And now it appears to be a secret because over a period of time, very few people know about it. Therefore, this rahasyam, sakha. So, 2 things mentioned, but in Sanskrit literature, when there is a cha and, it connects the 2 also, but that cha also means shishya. You are also my disciple. And who is the disciple? Gurudev said, one who is ready to be disciplined. Yeah. Shishya also means one who is ready to be instructed, to be taught. Yeah. And Arjuna himself had said, no, he didn't say, you become my guru, I make you my guru. That ego comes in us also, that we have to find a guru, we have to make a guru. One whom we learn from is not our guru. But one whom we choose, Yeah. This is not about anybody. We have also gone through that stupidity, I'm telling you. Yeah. But Arjuna finally had surrendered. Shishyasteham Shadimam Tvam Prapannam. You're also my disciple. And by that, the Guru subtly says that I have accepted you. Devotee, every devotee is not a disciple, but whom the Guru accepts. And who the Guru accepts? One who is ready to follow instructions. So I have revealed to you this greatest secret, which has been lost over period of time, and therefore it is authentic knowledge, it is lived by great personalities, it is practical knowledge, it can be lived by everybody, and it is by it that you attain the greatest achievement. Now, naturally a doubt arises. So that whatever doubt that comes in your mind, our great acharyas have already preconceived, because that doubt arises in their mind also. Yeah? That Krishna Janmashtami we celebrate, and you say that he was born 5,000 years ago. The historians tell that. And sun was there millions of years before. Don't you just think that just Krishna is just made into God? And he was the greatest bluffer. Yeah. I taught this knowledge to sun. So Arjuna asked the question that may arise in our mind, that the sun was long before you. Your birth happened just a few months before. They were almost like twin cousins. Then how can I believe? I'm not just the gopis of Vrindavan. Those who came for Gopika Geet Gap and Chinmaya Vibhuti understand that they were not some foolish girls. I'm a highly scientific, educated person, not a blind believer. You and I were born at the same time. How did you give this to the Lord Son? That question comes up. And that brings up another most beautiful theme, where we must know the divinity of our Guru. And only to the disciple it gets revealed. Om Purnamada Purnamida Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.